And
What's up? We're recording. It's Botot Friday. It's a special one today. It's a farewell to Eduardo the intern. So Eduardo came to us about 4 months ago. Consensus just had a random intern and just dropped him on me, and I was like, yes, I could use all the help I could get. So hello, Eduardo.
oh, thanks, Austin, for having me here. Yeah, it's been 4 months. It's been an awesome 4 months, and yeah, like you said, it just went flying by. But here we are. So thanks.
Yeah, so we built some cool stuff, and I just wanted to highlight some of your work as a thank you. So the first thing we did, let's see, you came in kind of leading up to ETH Denver, right? And one thing that we
Yeah,
noticed while we were doing the Cypherpunk speakeasies was some people would trade around the tokens that they had. So we were running on XDAI, but we had a token deployed to XDAI, and that token would move around. People would end up getting the token and then not having gas to move it around, right? So that was like one of
that's
the first things that you built was like a gas dropper.
yeah, that was
So
the first thing I built.
I'm going to demo that. Let's see. Let me see if I can share my screen. I'm going to
Let's see
demo
how that
that
goes.
right here. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it's still up and running. So what happens is
That
I
would
think
be sweet.
it detects the does it detects token holders, right? It watches for people who own tokens
Yeah,
but not gas.
yeah, that's how it goes.
Okay, let's try it
Um,
out. Let me send a token or two to this dude and see if the gas dropper drops some gas in on us. And so obviously this was exploited at ETH Denver because someone figured out that if you sent tokens around, uh, there was a gas dropper that was dropping ETH to people, but it was XDAI. Okay, there's the 4 cents. Now let's see if we get 2 more cents dropped in. So we've got there we go. The gas dropper
there
is
we
still
go.
working. That's pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
So a faucet we built 4 months ago, or you built 4 months ago, is still up and running. That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Okay, and then the next thing that you built was the off ramp setup, right? So at ETH Denver, we had this off ramp setup where the vendors who had that token needed to transfer it to DAI, right? They needed to cash out. So what happens is we had a wet oracle in the middle, as the ETH Denver organizers wanted us to have, where they would hit an off ramp button and it would burn their tokens, and then you would watch for them to burn their tokens and then send them
Yeah.
a DAI transfer. Is that right?
Yeah, so basically how it worked, like you said at the end, is I was watching for burn transactions or burn events. So pretty much any address sending it to 0x. And if that address was within the vendor list, because there was certain vendors, right? We didn't want to do this for everyone that just burned tokens. If there were a vendor at ETH Denver, I would send a push notification through email and SMS to all the organizers so that we can start all ramping them and give them the money that they earned that day. So that's kind of how it worked.
Badass. And so that was, let's see. So you, Eduardo the intern, built the
Eduardo
script
the
that
intern.
moved like $40,000, right?
Yeah, it was like I got the notifications like, wow, that works. That's a
That
lot of
is a
money.
lot of money. Yeah, I remember. I think like one of the nights I was probably having a beer and trying to relax, and like seeing those big numbers come in. I'm like, oh
Yeah, so I
man,
was like,
good
oh,
job,
wow, that's
Eduardo.
crazy.
Good job. Okay, and then the next thing we built was the native burner app, right? What we wanted to do was try to take like a web view and make it more native. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so that's kind of how it started. Like, I think it was one of the projects that I worked the longest with for while I was interning here. It started like that. Bounty Hunter was trying to pretty much just grab the burner web view and throw it in React Native. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, that's pretty simple. I can finish that. But it was way more complex than that. And it ended up working. Like at the end of the day, what were the main two features of this is, or actually three, is way faster. Uh, there we go. There it is.
Pull up your
Um,
receive code. I'll buy you a beer as a thank you.
Alrighty. Um, so let me pull that up. Oh,
So it's a
I still,
native app that works on Android or iOS. It
yeah,
uses the native functionality like the QR code scanner and storage for the private key, but then it
exactly.
uses the web view so we can quickly iterate on the burner still.
Yeah, that's kind of the plan. Like we said, the base framework of how the burner works that interacts with the actual device. But as we add more features, we don't have to make changes to the code base. So anyone can have the new features without really going to the App Store and updating the thing.
Awesome. Awesome.
Alrighty, here
All
we
right, here we
go.
go. Here we go.
What's
I'm going to
happening?
buy you a beer. All right, I'm sending you $10. Probably a couple beers.
Sweet. Thanks, dude.
Sending, 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 sending.
Let's
Boom.
see.
You got
And
$5?
there we go.
Yeah. Oh, look at all those
Sweet.
collectibles you have
Nice.
too.
And I
Dang.
have a zoo you sent me. That's awesome.
Okay, so then on top of the
Cool
native
stuff.
burner app, we have this issue where kind of you can see the transaction history down below. And the way that transaction history works right now is the front end app crawls through every single block and every single transaction looking to see if any of them are theirs and
It
displays it,
does.
right? So every single burner wallet is basically parsing through the chain, and that's good for like very decentralized setups, but it would be nice if we could kind of have a centralized starting point where we could like feed transactions in so someone could just make a quick call and get those transactions back. So do you want to kind of take us through what you built there?
Yeah, exactly. So, like you said, in this space, we want to decentralize everything. Don't have servers, don't have anything. We all of us own everything. The problem with that is you have to go and parse the chain, and on a mobile device, on a web view, that's insanely expensive. So what we kind of did is, yeah, have this centralized service that would look for transactions and notify the clients when they're ready. So for that, I leveraged the technology like GraphQL. I think a lot of people in the space are familiar with it. Infura is starting to release their new Geth client with GraphQL, which is awesome. But basically, what I'm doing is uh, every time we start a burner, we send a notification to the server and be like, "Hey, listen for transactions with this address." So now the heavy lifting of polling is moved to the server, and then through WebSocket subscriptions, I'm notifying the client every time there's a transaction. So then there's no polling right now; it's just notification based system. So I think we can demo that real quick.
So
I
there's a
think I
crawler,
lost
there's a
my spot.
database, and then there's the GraphQL viewer that you have set up. Are you going to share your screen and show us?
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
let's go for
And do
that.
you want me to, maybe I could send you another transaction or something? Which account are we following? Uh-oh, I think I
Yeah, give
lost
one
you.
second.
Oh, you're
Let
back.
me see. We're good.
Okay.
We're good. We're good. So, all right, let's stop this and show that it starts from scratch. So the first thing that happens is, well, with GraphQL, we have a query, a mutation, and a subscription type. So the first thing we do is a login mutation. So what this does is it tells the server to listen for transactions coming from this address. Then we're going to expand to coming to this address and other things like that. But right now, for the burner use case, we just want to listen for transactions, outgoing transactions from this address. So we
Cool.
log in and we get a success from the server. And once that's done, the client is going to subscribe to this new event channel. So
So you're
again,
subscribed to my native burner right now.
yeah, it should be the one starting in E1E.
Yep. Got it. So do you want me
Yeah,
to send a
so
transaction? Is it listening?
uh, it is listening right now. So yeah, like what this
Okay.
does is it's gonna notify me when we get a transaction, and it's gonna get me these parameters of the transaction.
All right, here we
So
go.
pretty
Sending three
right
cents.
now, we should
Boom.
see it.
Wow, that was really quick.
And there we go.
There we go.
If I
Awesome.
have
So then I can
resend,
query that and just list the transactions. That's really cool. Sorry to talk over you there.
yeah, no worries.
And
But yeah, like the idea is you're not really querying; it's just notifying you. So
oh,
it updates the UI in real time.
very cool.
It's not like we have to ask the server. The whole point of this is the client never having to make questions per se.
That's
It's just the
awesome.
server telling you render this new transaction.
And so this isn't implemented into the burner yet, right? This is still kind of in the R&D discovery phase. So
Yeah,
hopefully,
that's where we are.
hopefully I can find someone else I can get some help from. I need a new Eduardo. Everyone out there
Yeah, man. You
right
can always find a new Eduardo intern.
now. No, we can never
He's not gonna
replace you,
be in
Eduardo.
Ecuador, but yeah.
Awesome. So then, if I could steal the screen back from you, I think
There we
the
go.
last cool thing on my list here is the badge dropper, right? So we have
Moved.
collectibles built into the burner wallet, and we have So collectibles are basically like these little coins. I guess we showed them earlier. You had the zoo up,
Yeah,
right?
my zoo.
Yeah, yeah. Collectibles are these coins that you can send around, and they kind of work as like a link out. So like a sponsor could mint a bunch of collectibles and hand them out. What we want though is for that sponsor to have some kind of automatic system. We've built some hardware like the compute sticks and the cameras and the screens where like you could have this small, like less than $50 probably device that could sit around somewhere
Well,
and drop badges. But we could also do it on a laptop, and I'll share my screen for that one. I think it's this desktop here. Can you see it? Awesome. So we have this account here with these Gitcoin collectibles, and it's set to run this badge dropper here. And so I'll run that. I love this, the QR code in the console that you put in there. That's
oh yeah, that's really handy.
that's such a nice touch. So, okay, so now we've got, okay, so this would be basically sitting at a sponsor's desk, some kind of sponsor's machine or something like that, and it tells us that it's dropping this badge. So then if someone walks up with their burner and they just happen to expose that public key, boom, badge was successfully
There
sent.
you
And
go.
if I go look, now I have that badge
Have
there.
a Gitcoin
Yep.
badge.
Yep, I have the Gitcoin badge. It worked. So I can go look at that, and it's like this nice little coin that spins. Awesome, man. That's great.
That's
So
good stuff.
thank you, Eduardo, for all your hard work.
Oh man, thanks for
What's up?
having me.
What's
It's
up?
been
You're
awesome.
headed back to Waterloo. Is that what's next?
Yeah, I mean, this week I'm flying back to Toronto this Monday, and then I'm starting to pretty much set up base again there, back in the North Pole. I'm going back to school, University of Waterloo. Still have 2 years to go, and yeah, that's what awaits me for the next couple of months.
Awesome. Well, big thanks to Consensus and Gitcoin for bringing you to me. You were very helpful. And good luck in your future travels, and hopefully we see you again sometime.
Oh yeah, I'll try to stay in touch, man. And again, thanks. I really want to thank you for all these 4 months. It's been awesome. Again, like you said, thank happen. They put me in touch with you. So yeah, just super thankful and happy to be here.
Awesome, man. Thank you very much. Burner boys, bow tie
Burner boys.
Friday. Woo!